Tonight on the Joy Behar Show, new developments in the disappearance of 7-year-old Kyron Horman. An eyewitness claims the boy's stepmother was exhibiting odd behavior the day Kyron went missing. Will this bring authorities closer to finding him? That and more starting right now.
Welcome to the Joy Behar Show. I'm Renee Seiler. We begin tonight with a continued search for missing 7-year-old Kyron Horman. Dee Dee Spicer is defending the boy's stepmom, Terri Horman, telling People magazine that she doesn't believe her friend Terri had anything to do with Kyron's disappearance and has nothing to hide. Meantime, a witness claims Terri displayed some odd behavior during an encounter the day Kyron went missing. Joining me with the latest on this case is Buzz von Ornsteiner, forensic psychologist. Doctor, let me ask you this. The mom said, the biological mother,
yes,
the parents believe that perhaps Terri might be stashing the boy. The father thinks that perhaps she's executing a plot.
Right.
Can you take us into the mind of what's happening here?
Sure.
It sounds like the family dynamic is very convoluted, to say the least.
I think when any time a child is abducted or a child disappears, everybody becomes very emotionally wrought with pain, and we look for blame. We look for choices of who could have taken that child. It's almost a natural process. We blame ourselves. We blame the people that were closest to the child. And in this situation, we have a marriage. We have a conflicted marriage. We have a marriage that's seeking a separation and a stepmother. And we know biological parents are generally the better parent in terms of psychological statistics, that stepmothers sometimes view the child as an obstacle to the marriage, or stepmothers sometimes feel that the stepchild is an emotional burden or a financial burden. But aside from that, this is a woman that seems to have somewhat of a dramatic nature and seems to be somewhat impulsive in how and what she says and how she acts. And so we look for blame. Parents look for blame. People look for answers. They look for solutions very quickly, and they're ruled by emotions. When your child is missing, when your child is gone, I assure you, it goes straight to your heart. It's a crime of the heart. Your emotions are being pulled, and it skews your perception. You're not necessarily always the best judge of where that child is or who could have abducted your child. That's all I'm saying psychologically.
Yeah. Speaking of children, I have to turn to another case that we've been following lately. This is the one in South Carolina. This is the mother, Shaquan Duley. She was arraigned in court today, charged with the murder of her 2 small children. Doctor, how does a mother do that? I mean, she's not rational. She's had a break with reality. How do you smother your own child, especially as they're struggling? And I don't understand it.
When these crimes happen, the mother is usually in isolation. And in this situation, she's in a hotel room. The way these crimes don't happen is when there's a support service there, where there's a caregiver in the other room, whether there's a brother, there's a sister, there's a mother, there's a boyfriend, there's a father. Someone is there to intervene. So the mother is alone. We like to think of mothers, all mothers, as being nurturing, caregivers, and protective of their child. But when a mother is suffering from mental illness, postpartum depression, or she has mood disorder, or in fact there could be substance abuse, she is not acting in a rational, logical sense.
Do you think that's what happened here?
What I'm saying is, not necessarily that it's substance abuse, but I think mental illness does need to be examined. When a person is out of control emotionally, they're seeking control, they want to be in control, but they're helpless. And this woman clearly needed services. But where were those services coming from? And did she have a perception that services were readily available to her? Did she feel her mother would have been the person to help her get psychological intervention? Or did she feel that she had a perception that there were no choices? That's what I'm seeing in many of these cases.
It sounds like she and her mother had a very difficult relationship. It sounded like the mother had been berating her for her ability or lack thereof of providing for the children. Yeah, sad. These are sad stories all the way around. You guys, thank you so much for your insights. We're back in a minute.